Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine. Streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
We have so many vases at my house. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Hy-Vee Today show. This is Tony Tone. I love that we have the Hy-Vee umbrellas behind me. Now, I'm not a superstitious person because some people would tell you an open umbrella inside of a building is bad luck, but I don't believe in that. I've walked under ladders. I've had black cats cross my path, or just any kind of cat. I don't like cats. And I've broken mirrors. So, and here I am, right? I'm still here. So an open umbrella is totally fine. And today, of course, not that you knew this, but maybe you did, because it's the kind of thing you Google. It's National Umbrella Day. What I like is that we got those umbrellas so that when it rains, we can walk customers out to their car. It's been like the coolest experience to be able to pop open the umbrella and get folks taken care of. Now, saying that, I don't want it to rain, certainly, but it could snow or sleet. And it seems like later this week it's going to get colder again. And I think we just need to remember we're still in February. We look outside and we don't see like as big of piles of snow, and maybe you can see your grass. But then you just got to remember, because I'm trying to do this for myself. Like, it's still February. This is still Iowa. It could change in an instant. I would love to have a spring this year rather than just going from winter to summer, but we'll see what happens. So we're sitting here today on Monday, February 10th, Mega Meat Monday at the store. Just some business to take care of if you love restocking the fridge after the weekend and saving gas at the same time. Mega Meat Mondays is great. So everything you purchase in the meat, seafood, or deli departments today, when you spend $25, we'll put 15 cents on your fuel saver right there on the screen. It does it for you. I have 31 cents on my fuel saver, which is not a lot, right? There's some of you out there that probably have over $2, or maybe you're experiencing that phenomenon where you have enough that, you know, more than the price of gas, and you just literally have to pay 1 penny for up to 20 gallons of gas because we legally can't give you free gas, but there are people that have done that. So come in today for that. Today is also the day that the store hours are changing here at Hy-Vee. So just a heads up, right? So starting tonight, we'll be closing at 11 p.m., So if you show up at 11:30, that's why, right? This is not limited to Muscatine store decision, and I think it makes a lot of sense. There's not a ton of business that would happen after 11 p.m. Unfortunately, there could be a lot of theft at times, which is a reality, right? I mean, it's, so it'll just help us do things better. Nobody's losing a job or anything like that, and I just want you to remember that that's going on, and that's today. So please keep that in mind. My wife made the comment. She's like, "Well, thank goodness you work there. I'm like, what are we ever going to need at 11:30? Like, we have 700 different kinds of kids Tylenol, right? Like if you have young kids, you have like a pharmacy at your house. And like, let's see, this is an infant girl Tylenol. Like, it's so descriptive too. It's like children's, whatever. I mean, yeah. I mean, not that we're hoarding drugs or anything, but we certainly have enough stuff that we don't need the last-minute trips out. And we have the garage fridge stocked with Gatorade and water in case you need that. Valentine's Day is this Friday. I want to mention that. So Valentine's Day, just a friendly reminder, it's still February 14th, and on the back page of the Hy-Vee ad, you can see some interesting ideas for Valentine's Day. Maybe the significant other in your life just wants a wiener balloon with mints tied to it. Hey, for $25, you can have it, right? It's right there. Or if you feel like maybe you put your foot in your mouth the last couple of weeks, the roses and romance option will help. $200. I made the comment at the onset of the show, I have so many vases in my house because I've bought my wife a lot of flower arrangements, and they come in these nice vases, or as Steve would say, vases. You look like a vase guy. Yeah, he's affirming that. So we have all these different vases. So I'm like, keep the vase, just give me the fresh arrangement. And then the last thing I'll say before we get started, starting today through Friday, right next door at the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center donor location, and I encourage you to give blood this week, the Michaela Brunson Memorial Blood Drive is going on. And we had a good chat with Alma Brunson last week, Michaela's mom, and our friend Chris from the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center. Of course, blood donations are down during the winter. It's easy to do. You can make that donation today from 1:30 to 6:30, as it says on the screen. Tomorrow, same time, 1:30 to 6:30, 12 to 5 on Thursday, and 7 to 11 on Friday. And what a good way to honor Michaela Brunson by helping helping others. All right, so without further ado, let's get to our guest. It's nice to start off the week with, and this is going to be a very abridged week for us because of the stuff that I have to do for Valentine's Day. Like, we might not even be here Wednesday, which is going to be news to everybody that's here. So with us today, we have Erica Cox with Muscatine Power and Water and Ryan Streck for the first time. And it's good to see both of you. Erica, I saw recently. Ryan, welcome. So titles, Ryan Streck, Director, Utility Service Delivery, and Erica, Director, Customer and Technology Experience. So Ryan, first time here. We have a lot to unpack. I'm obviously a fan of MPW. I live now very close to you guys, right? I drive past it all the time, and it seems like things are just continuing to evolve and get better. And I referenced these umbrellas behind us, and certainly we will be heading into a spring season, and spring in Iowa can mean a variety of different types of weather, maybe some severe storms. But I think also this year we've had some colds, but we've avoided any super colds that have damaged any power lines or anything like that, right? Have we encountered anything this season that you've heard of, Ryan, or have we been okay?
No, it's been a really mild winter.
Sure.
We've been really lucky.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the cold temperatures. Last year it got so cold, we actually had some equipment that locked out because it just can't operate at minus 30 degrees.
Right.
So we've had to order some, it's actually a blanket heater that wraps around the tank, and it allows the equipment to stay running, but I think everybody had to order those.
Sure.
So they're back ordered. They're still not here, but
yeah,
we've had great weather, so no worries.
I was going to say,
that.
I don't think any of us operated 33 below zero, right? I mean, but that's something maybe you don't think about is when it gets to that point. And I really think it's because people in Muscatine that have the luxury of service with MPW, you're never, I mean, not that you're never without power, but it's intermittent to say the least, right? So it seems like our system, our existing systems were already strong, but what's been going on in the last couple of months or in the last year to improve that? Because it seems like, God forbid something happens, and I use the several examples of, like, in 8 years, I think we lost power once for about 25, 30 minutes because a lady hit a power pole in a downpour. That was it.
So 8 years ago when that happened,
yeah,
Ryan was probably running our control center, and so he was over the group that dispatches out our crews,
okay,
and takes those calls. And one of the things that we're going to talk about is kind of how that has evolved, where we really have to rely on
Sure.
customers calling in to a new technology where we can kind of see where the power outages are.
Yeah, so that's good to know. So folks are now going to be able to access and report if something should happen. If they see I never want to see a down power line. It would terrify me. But if that happens, what do they need to know, Ryan?
All right, well, it leads right into our first slide,
Sure.
which I don't know if you're going to put the slides up or not,
Mm-hmm.
but in late 2018, we
Sure.
launched a new online outage reporting tool.
Okay.
And you just go to our website, and from there, you scroll down to the bottom, and there's a spot in the middle of the lower ribbon that says electrical outages. And with that, you can do a few things.
Yeah.
First of all, there's tips on there to stay away from down lines right on that page. But also, you can go ahead and report your outage online, so that way you don't have to wait if there's a lot of heavy call volume. If we have a large storm come through and we have several circuits out, you could, even with a full staff in the operations room taking phone calls, you might not be able to get through.
Sure.
So this allows you another avenue to report that outage. And with the slide you had up there, the map also shows that you can see how many outages have been reported. So you're aware if other people are reporting outages, and so you have a better feel for what's going on during the storm. There's also a spot there where we can provide you some feedback. If we have information, we know how long you're going to be out, we can put that up and communicate back out to the community.
And again, makes so much sense to have that. And if anything, it'll just help. Not that you want to reduce the number of phone calls, but if we all have these devices, and even if the power is knocked out, if you flip on the old LTE or however you connect your mobile devices, to be able to jump on the MPW website and go, oh, cool, somebody already got it. They called it in, and hey, there's an update, and it's being worked on. And it's MPW, so I mean, unless it's something super severe, again, it seems like the response times it has to be some of the best in the state, right? I mean, I know we kind of have some stats to measure that, but
we do. I
like that a lot. I mean, we all embrace technology, and then there's one slide where there's like dots on, I don't know, it kind of looked like Chad and I, it's like, it looks like a video game, kind of. So this is a new outage tool. So literally, is it as easy, Erica and Ryan, as the red dots mean no power and the green mean power?
It's pretty much that easy.
That's super
I've
cool.
actually compared it to Pac-Man. Once all the dots are gone, we've cleared the outage and won the game and restored your power. But what that system does there is it gives us a view as to what's actually happening out in the field.
Oh, that's so cool.
If we have a breaker operation, we don't always know that somebody is without power because the breakers are automatically trying to reset themselves and bring the power back. Well, what happens is, if it does that, a lot of times a fuse has to blow out on the system to coordinate that outage.
Sure.
So what happens is, we know there was a breaker operation, we know the power came back on, but we don't know who's still out. So what this map does is it reports out, through the ONTs on the fiber to the home system, it reports out who went without power and when they came back, and it does it within seconds.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And by the way, this map right here, what's funny about it to me is that it's showing my old house would still have power. Based on where it's at, 8th and Clymer, I can kind of see. We'd be good. We would have still been good in this scenario. So that's nice. Thank you for not. The one red dot could have been our old house, but you chose not to. So that's really important, that ability to know. And how would you have before? I mean, short of people calling.
Customer phone calls, which brings up a great point. You can't call if you're not at home. So during the day, if those people were working where those red dots are, we might not know they're out of power until 4 or 5 that afternoon. It takes phone calls.
Well, and I was going to say, in this system, probably a long time to get here to this point, but certainly with the fiber to the home brings capabilities that I didn't even know of to help make everybody's lives that much easier. And certainly it has to make everybody work that much more efficiently, I imagine, with respects to taking a call, validating and confirming that yes, there is an issue, there's an outage, and getting the right people to that location. That has to, not that it takes the stress out, but to some extent, right? Because exactly this is where we need to go in town, and here's who is all impacted by it.
It empowers you and it gives you confidence. In the old days, we'd roll out the line crew and say, okay, everybody start coming in, we got a problem.
Sure.
Where do you want us to go? Maybe to the south side of town or wherever we saw that breaker operation. Well, now we're actually seeing the dots. We know right where to send the crews to get them there right away. And those dots, we've had those for years, but it was populated by phone calls. So it might take, well, in that map there, 100 or 200 phone calls, CSR logs, a very slow system until we really know where to send the crews. Now the dots light up, we get the crews out there, and it's going to cut our times down for restoration.
It's absolutely impressive. Chad, I'd like to go back to that PowerPoint of these slides, because it is important to note, and we can start at the beginning with respects to getting people all the info, including the addresses. So let's go to that first slide that has the web. And I just want to walk through this because it is important. If you are in Muscatine and MPW is your provider, you want to know what to do when it happens, because you never know. So here we go. This is starting out. So to report that outage, links are right there. I'm assuming, Erica, if they go to the main mpw.org website, pretty easy to navigate. But as far as the slides that we have, this is great. So
if I could just add, from the main web, from the homepage of mpw.org, an initiative that we had last year was taking a lot of different ways that customers communicate with us and putting it all on one page, because we had it spread out all over the website.
Sure.
So my MPW is now the page, and Chad had a graphic up there of the boxes where you can do different types of things. And from that, one of the top line items was the view the outage map or report an outage.
Look at that.
So this is mympw.org is a great way for us to kind of make it one-stop shopping for our customers. We're trying to make it easier for them. And then also if there's any messages from MPW, if we have planned maintenance windows or anything like that, we populate those there as well.
And again, a lot of this stuff is unpredictable, but as long as the infrastructure is strong, should things come up, and they will, right? Then you have it in place to dispatch. It just makes total sense. But again, I'm sure it was a lot of work to get to this point, right?
Oh yeah. Another great thing about this is you can report outages for any of our utilities: water, internet, cable, electric, all through this same web page.
Yeah.
So it makes
so
it really
if you
convenient.
see water running down a street and there's breakages, things happen. Again, it's not nobody's usually at fault for when this stuff comes up, but it's nice to have that resource. All right, so if we go back to that presentation, I think there was some type of chart right towards was it the back of it?
Very last page.
Very last page. All right. So we showed you the maps and how the communication tools can work. We showed you the cool video game dots and showing you again when people are with or without power. All right. So this is electric utility reliability, and reliable neighbor has been part of the MPW branding slogan for a long time. But the proof's in the data, right? I mean, it's nice, Erica and Ryan, to be able to say, this is how we stack up. So explain this to everybody at home so they understand how important this is.
Well, what we have here is a metric that's used throughout the industry, and it shows your system average interruption duration index. And basically, every company tracks their total number of outage minutes. For this statistic, you divide that across the number of customers, and it gives you the average time that a customer is without power on your system.
Sure.
So this compares us to co-ops, investor-owned utilities, and public power. And public power does really well, but MPW really shines. We're the small red bar there. And I think our highest number in the last 6 years was 35 minutes. That would have been in 2017.
I don't understand that. So look at 2018 stats for MPW, less than 20 minutes. And I just hope, and for people that haven't lived outside of Muscatine, and I have in the Quad Cities, Chicago area, like even in the Quad Cities, Rock Island, you'd lose power, and no way it would be the same day that it came back. Typically, in my experience, right, couple of days, and it's almost like that's the norm, right? It's sort of what they accept. They're like, well, this provider, and I'm not going to name any, although I'd like to, but I won't to keep it civil, but it's like there's a X amount of outages, and it's always like 2,000 to 5,000 impacted for 24 hours, 48 hours. We're talking about less than 20 minutes here.
Yeah.
20 minutes. So, but that should be shouted about. I mean, you put that on a tee. Less than 20 minutes is a huge deal, and I know that that's something that everybody works on. And you have all these great crews, and regardless of what type of service has the issue, people get in the field immediately, and that's because that's taking into account water, power, internet, TV, right? Everything.
This statistic is just power.
Just power. Okay.
Power.
So less than 20 minutes. It just doesn't make sense. Like I said, the example that I always go to is a lady hit a power pole in a rainstorm, and it was like 20 to 30 minutes, right? I mean, that's insane. It was a downpour, and it was immediately restored. So is that just like, is there a priority board at the office that says power goes out, the clock starts ticking, or what?
I mean, that's our job, to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
And when you look at statistics like this, it doesn't seem possible. And I don't want to say we're cheating, but we definitely stack the deck, because in a larger utility, a larger town, it could take you 30, 40 minutes to get across town to get to the problem.
Yeah.
In Muscatine, we have a locally staffed control center 24/7. We've
Sure.
got highly skilled line crews right here. We've got neighbors helping neighbors.
Yeah.
And so it makes it really easy for us to hit numbers like this. The new tool that we showed you, the ONT tool, is going to make those numbers even better.
Sure.
And that's why it's so important to have a local municipal utility. If you were being, maintained by somebody out of, let's say, Iowa City or the Quad Cities, it would take a long time to get crews down here. We have a great thing with the municipal right here in town.
It's I was talking to Barry Gerritsen Saturday night. I ran into him, and we were talking about Brian Burns, who's been a friend of my wife's and ours, and this is it. It's your neighbors, right? It's people that work at MPW, whether down, people like my father-in-law that were at the plant literally making power for 30 years, or in the offices or wherever. I mean, it's definitely a group effort to help. And when you see, again, staggering number like that, 20 minutes or less is ridiculous. So tying it into the fiber project, Erica, definitely seems like, I've seen the AEG crews. The benefit of perhaps a mild winter is they're not having to pause as much. So they're getting out there. And then with respects to this project, it's got to be one of those things that you want to start telling people, like, yes, you're going to have faster connectivity in the home, but also if your home ever loses power, this is kind of like one of those back-end uses of it, right?
Right. And, for the winter, we are done with underground construction.
Awesome.
But the crews are still working. There's still some aerial parts of town that they are working on. We're continuing our great pace of installing customers. I just got my install a week ago Friday.
That's fantastic.
My kids have stopped complaining about our They're buffering in our house, so we're a happy household.
Yeah.
And you know, things are just, they're going really well for the fiber project. We're continuing the installs. We're finishing up Whispering Pines area right
Awesome.
now.
Sure.
We've opened up North 25, which is Highway 38
Sure.
in Wildwood. We're going to open up North 19 after that, which is Mark Twain and Izette and Fairway Drive. So if anybody is watching that map, hopefully what you have seen is we have more and more areas that are turning green, which means we're finished with fiber installs in those areas. And the yellow areas we keep adding to where we're installing and expanding. And this will also give you a picture of where we plan on opening up installs next.
Really exciting, because this map has changed a lot in a relatively short amount of time. I mean, certainly this fiber to the home project has been years in the making and a massive undertaking, but as someone that's followed it pretty closely, that's great to see significant more green than the orange color. That's really exciting. It has to make you feel good. And obviously, again, the proof is, you just said that, it's at your house now and noticeable difference, and people are, that have it are like, but I just hope people also understand, like, you have like 10 or 15 more devices connected now than ever.
You really do.
Back in the day, you had like one computer and maybe your phone, and now it's, I did the count at our house the other day, and it's easily 10 to 12 things connected to it. But fiber, just a lot of good possibility, and it's done so much for businesses, but the residential stuff. And then when you can understand how it can help report an outage, that's super cool. I did not know that was all going to be connected together, but it's in an instant like that. So referencing that map again for fiber, it seems like it's going to be a great spring for the folks that are waiting, and then it'll be like wrapping up, right? Is there a target completion date, or?
Our target completion date is August of this year.
Gosh, that's great.
And it's an aggressive schedule.
Sure.
And we're doing a lot of winter planning right now. We're refining some things. I've talked about that before, that we've had some pain points, and AEG has had some pain points, and our teams are really working well together to resolve those and improve it for the final push. I'm calling it the final push of construction.
Yeah.
We do need weather to be on our side this year. A lot of the remaining work is underground work, so if we have a late winter, if we have a really wet spring, that could potentially impact things. But we are marching forward toward, all of our planning is finishing up in August.
It's fantastic. This is awesome. And again, it's all about service at the end of the day. Everything we've talked about is providing end user with better service and a better experience, so that you can keep that, whether it's power at less than 20 minutes, or, I know a lot of people that work for MPW, and things come up, but they're out there, we've had a lot of water main breakages and some big projects, but guess what? They're kicking butt. Yeah, they're long days, but it's usually nobody's first day either, right? That's the thing. You guys have the luxury of very experienced crew across the board. Now, that being said, always still growing, but there's a lot of people that have been with MPW that just know, all right, this is it. This is what I signed up for, right? Like, you're not going to be caught off guard and you're like, oh, there's a down line? Like, yeah, you went to linesman school. That's your job. Like, I'm not dealing with that. I don't know how to do it, but I can appreciate that. And again, I know a lot of people within the organization, but I just hope for the people at home, if their experience is, power's always on when I flip the switch, that's great, right? Okay. But God forbid something should happen, there's more tools now to let everybody know, because communication, again, continues to be the biggest, whether it's done electronically from your device, or if you're still calling in or whatever. That's a big part of the business, right?
And we do see a lot more customers using their devices to report information to us. So the number of calls are slowly coming down as people transition there. But with this new tool that System Control has, and like I said before, this was just an idea of some folks. They're like, hey, we have this information out here. How could we use it, this communications infrastructure to help the electric utility? And they're so smart, what they did.
Yeah, it's amazing. They sell systems like this, and you can, for a town our size, we could be looking at $200,000-$300,000 to build a system.
Jeez.
But you'd have to put a lot of devices out in the field.
Sure.
With this system, we have the devices in the field. I'm not even sure whose idea it was, but it came in through kind of our continuous improvement program.
Awesome.
But we've got a great system administrator who said, I can make this happen, and kind of made it his pet project. And next thing you know, we checked in, and he had a working model, and we've had great
pulling
success
of
with
fiber optic
So I'm gonna give a
cable.
shout out. That
Conduct's
was
fiber optic
John
cable
Moffat.
pullers
Yeah.
offer
Yeah,
load
he did a
cell
great
torque
job for us.
inputs.
So
He
shout out to
deserves that.
John Moffat for
Yes.
connecting the dots. And again, you know, you talk about all the positive things that are happening, and you'd be hard pressed to find, you know, Muscatine County, Muscatine population this size with local provider that has so much to offer on top of, you know, less than 20-minute for power outage. I mean, it's just, again, as someone that's only been here, coming up on 8 years, that's a long time. But I experienced how it can be elsewhere. And I'm telling you, the grass is not greener, y'all. It's really tough. And you can see it if you watch Quad City News when there's an outage in the Quad Cities. The insert company reports 2 to 3 without power for days, right? And it's not that they're doing a bad job. It's just that different.
It's a giant to tackle.
Yeah. So for Muscatine to, I mean, it's just great. I just wonder, Ryan, on your side, if I ever have like the lights flicker at my house, is it you pressing the? Is there a flicker tone? Like, oh, we know where you're on the map. Let's just like get a little paranoid here. You could. Oh, so there is a button. So you can stop out sometime in the future. Yeah, hands off tour again. Our staff is there. It's been an hour. Like during a super bad, severe weather, like the lights flickered once. That's all I got. So good job.
Thank you.
That's pretty incredible to not have more examples. Right now, certainly if a tree fell on, you know what I mean? Like there are things that come up. I get it. I'm just saying from this guy. Like we've been pretty fortunate, but it's because there's so much work that goes on in the back end, and I just hope that people, you know, because again, their experience is no issues, but then maybe they see the crews out, and they understand that it's late at night, but they're there when you
And
need
it's
them.
not all luck. I mean, there's a lot
Sure.
of maintenance that goes on behind the scenes too. We do
Yeah.
infrared scanning, pole inspections. We're constantly doing switching and maintenance.
Sure.
In fact, we're moving people from substation to substation weekly. They just don't know we're doing it. So the joke is, if nobody knows what we're doing a great job.
I was gonna say, but it also is worthy of sitting here and talking about it because it should be celebrated. And at the end of the day, if it can provide you with better service or better experience, then it's absolutely worth it. So I encourage people to jump online, use that mympw.org, and if you need, I mean, at the very least, you just check it out and like, oh, that's cool, it's there. Hopefully you don't need to use it, right? I mean, but if you should, you can find it at your fingertips, and it's very exciting. So August 2020, oh man. That's great. I mean, it's February and it's happening. And look, just looking outside, I'm always optimistic when it's not a ton of snow on the ground. I reference the snow mountains in the back of our parking lot here at Hy-Vee. If you can see across the street, we're doing okay weather-wise. So this is awesome. Well, I appreciate both of your time. I'm happy to be a friend, an ally, and ultimately a customer, right? I mean, this is it for us. We're here, and I never worry. I mean, it's really a nice thing to be able to not have to think about. It's just you're there, and if we need you, we know you're there. So thank you very much, Erica. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
Ryan, pleasure. Thanks for coming on the show.
Can I just
you.
add,
Please, yeah.
tomorrow night we're having
That's
our
right. Yes.
Fiber Fun Night
Thank
open
you.
house.
Okay.
So we invite customers who have recently been installed
Awesome.
or on the list to be installed, but it's open to the public.
Cool.
So if you want to come in and see the new, experience the new internet speeds,
Yeah.
or see the new TV with the guide and all the improvements that we have with the video service, that's open. So that'll be Tuesday, February 11th from 4 to 5:30 at
Perfect.
our Cedar Street office.
There it is right there.
Thank you.
Fiber Fun Night. And they feed you a very fiber-filled meal. Is that also true or not true?
We do have snacks. We have
Are they
nice
fiber-rich
snacks.
snacks, though?
Sometimes
I feel like we
have-
missed a big opportunity to just give people a bunch of fiber in their diet. Oh, no, I'm just kidding, of course. But this is it. This is tomorrow, Fiber Fun Night. It is super, and you've been doing this for a while, Erica, and I love this because you want people to come into your building.
We do.
Right? And for folks that are out there, because we're stubborn by nature, right? I try not to be stubborn I'm pretty stubborn. My dad's like top 5 most stubborn people ever. And it's okay if you're out there and keeping up with technology, which is constantly changing and evolving, is tough. They're like, please come to MPW and learn from the experts.
Get your questions answered. The help desk is there. We have customers that will bring their tablets or their cell phones in, and they're installing apps, and they're getting them signed up for Watch TV Everywhere. So there's a lot of special attention that you can get by coming to a Fiber Fun Night.
And then I'm sure, like, one of the things I saw you guys post within the last couple months is the Marquee Network with the Cubs. You're going to have that. So, and there's just a couple Cubs fans in the area. Yeah. So if you were wondering about following your team, so I encourage you to stop out for sure. It's funny, we had a new. I don't want to get into it, but I had another new device added to our house, and I had to do that thing where it's like, "What's your Wi-Fi password?" And I was like. Now, I have it in a place where I can access it, but I forgot for a second, and I was like, so I just was able to pull it up, but I thought, like, this is my struggle, is I got to sit here with this remote and type it in.
Yeah. And I think that is one other point. With the fiber services and the increased speeds and the number of devices, we have had a really good take rate on our Wi-Fi at home product. So that's the router that we provide. And our help desk picked out that router. It's a really good router.
I think I have it in my basement.
And we've seen a lot of people, as they've transitioned to fiber, take that service so that they don't have to worry about it. We've picked out a good router that's going to make sure that they have a good experience in their home. So that's been working out really well as well, because of the help desk, like, system control and, the electric utility, they don't want the calls.
No,
if they don't get the calls, that means we're doing what we should be doing.
I don't know what router I need. I'm just like, when we moved, I was like, no, bring it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty tech savvy, but I'm like, I'm not doing it. Like, that's okay. You know what I mean? And then the crew came in, and it was awesome. But that is a good point. Yeah. So if fiber is new to your home, or if it's coming soon, take the router. I mean, we love it, and again, has had no issues short of me trying to dig up my Wi-Fi password.
Yeah, we manage the updates. If something goes wrong with it, we replace it. So it's a really good service.
Well, I hope it's a quiet day, right?
Yeah.
I don't, it seems like it will be. Who knows? But should something come up, MPW, kind of like superheroes, right? They're in tough times and respond.
Rain, sleet, snow, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's Brian. We don't want to have any of that. I mean, I can handle the cold at the end of the week, but we missed some snow this weekend too. I was not complaining about that either, right? But 33 below, no good for anybody. All right, we'll let these guys get back to work. MPW in the house, mympw.org to learn more. And please, if you're not experiencing fiber, I mean, I hope that it's coming to your neighborhood soon. You'll notice a huge difference, and it's just great. If you have even if you have 3 devices connected, it's a game changer. All right, so we're gonna go, what do we got? Aisle cam, all right, perfect. We'll go to the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam, which is set up, look, right near Floral and Starbucks. Because guess what? Valentine's Day is Friday. So this is a friendly reminder for you, if you're watching, you got to get something. And I hope at this point you've at least considered getting something for the significant other in your life. And if you're the person that says, well, that's a Hallmark holiday, if you're married, I promise you, there's Lori Aguero. I promise you, she's giving a hug to somebody. Our phone's ringing behind us. Maybe somebody making a reservation for Valentine's Day. This is exciting. Perhaps it's a call from the Oval Office. I don't know. It was a one ring. But there we go. Floral shop, Starbucks. Great idea. I mean, here at Hy-Vee, you walk in the store. There's Jackie. You could walk in the store, turn the corner, and get flowers, balloon, or stuffed animal, as you can see in the shot. And then go to Starbucks, maybe get a Starbucks gift card, right? And then a great shot as well, because it's reminding us that on Thursday we have another Starbucks happy hour. I didn't even know about that until this morning when I was grabbing my Starbucks drink. Lori Aguero said, hey, we got another happy hour on Thursday. And I said, this Thursday? And she said, word? And I said, oh. So I didn't know that. So buy one grande or larger drink, get one for free. Did I have 2 Starbucks drinks last Thursday? I did. I had 2, and then I was running in place. So that's enough espresso to kill a horse, I think is what they told me. So a very good looking shot right there. Valentine's Day Friday. Don't be the person that's like, I ain't not gonna buy nothing. I'm a bah humbug Grinchy McGrinchison. Don't be that. Get 1 rose. Get the Sammy the Sad Balloon. Get a bag of chips. Something. But don't wait till the last minute either. And listen, it's my job this week, and I'm so excited to schedule all the deliveries. I just want to make sure everybody knows that's listening, that I'm super pumped to work until like 11 p.m. Thursday night and then be back at 6 a.m. Friday. I'm really looking forward to it. Stoked. Be nice to your delivery drivers. That's all I'm going to say. All right. CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam looked good. Toyota of Muscatine cart cam. Person that, I like the Clorox wipes. And my desk, I try to clean once a week, and I do the thing where you wipe down the keyboard and the mouse and the game aisle to display America's fan. The answer is maybe. I don't know. Listen, I've only been here 2 years. What do I know? So here goes the Toyota Muscatine cart cam, and if I got things right, we'll be turning left soon, going down an aisle with some cleaning supplies. That is aisle 11. A lot of different sparkling waters there. So let's see if Steve's probably going to hook a left. Steve also smart enough to look and to second guess me, because I'm not perfect, okay? I never claimed to be, okay? So there you go. Some cleaning supplies from doing the laundry. Gosh, we do so much laundry at my house. I end up folding the majority of the laundry. And I think what I've deduced is that, and I think most of the cleaning, there's some cleaning stuff right there. Look, I don't know if you want to bleach your computer, but I'm not an IT guy. What do I know? But I end up doing all the folding of the laundry. But what I've deduced is that oftentimes when I'm folding laundry, I'm in the basement by myself, and it's a break from the kids. So maybe there's something to it. It's like guys that like to fish. Like, yeah, I love to fish, but no, you love to be on a boat on the water away from your family. That's ultimately what it is, right? I mean, if you think about it, like, yeah, I can't get enough fishing. Yeah. No, you just like being away from the fam. I think at this point you could say that's okay. Like, yeah, I like to go hunting. I get to sit by myself or with a friend in a tree stand for 6 hours, and I don't have to worry about my kids fighting. So what I'm saying is I'm going to pick up fishing, hunting, bowling, and any other event that can get me out of the house. Right? I mean, some of that's sarcastic, but then I'm starting to realize people are onto it. Oh, I got this hobby. Chad, I wonder, we can go to my Facebook page. I took my boys yesterday for the first time, and shame on me. We were going to go bowling. Admittedly, we didn't realize the Jan Taylor Memorial Bowling Tournament was going on at the Rose Bowl, so they didn't have any open bowling until 3. So long story short, we stopped at Star Collectibles at their new location, and my gosh, is that place cool. So Star Collectibles, Tom McCleary's only been on this show. He talked about, look at this. This is the video that I shot inside Star Collectibles, former location of Shooting Stars Gun Range. That's the dirt track. I don't know if you can go full screen. People, this place is unbelievable. I mean, my kids were totally taken in by how fast these, and what kind of car is it? Listen, I don't know. It's a remote control car. It's probably got a type. It's fast. What do you want me to tell you? I don't know what they're called. Indy cars, maybe? I don't know. Sprint car? I don't know what they're called. But my oldest son, Henry, was like, he's like, how do you do it? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, how do you race a car? And I'm like, well, you have to buy one. And then you bring it here and race it. So they, in addition to that, just an incredible layout, right? Like, I should have taken a video walking in, because you walk into the showroom or the store, and then there's the carpet track, which just opened this past Saturday. And then you kind of walk around the corner to get to that's a dirt track inside a building. It's super cool. And there were like, I don't know, if I said there were 75 people there, that might be cutting it, like selling it short. I don't know. There were a lot of people there racing a variety of different RC cars. Gosh, I wish I knew what these things were called. Whatever. It's fine. They're super fast. And then I talked to Tom about I'm like, what do you recommend for this, almost 8-year-old? And he's like, oh, that one right there. I'm like, oh, cool. All right. So that's a great place. Shout out to Star Collectibles. Super cool. Unique local business. The best part is leaving, we're looking at the vehicles in the parking lot ton of license plates out of Muscatine County. So that's a place that's pulling people to town. And yeah, I don't really trust myself driving an RC car. Is interested, 7-year-old, so be it. Like, whatever. I spent money on, you know what I mean? Like, if that's what you're interested in, that is sweet. Because I will totally go there and pretend to know what I'm talking about and look at comic books while you race people on the track because they got comics and other stuff. So that was just like one of those things. You know, one of those things we just, like I said, we intended to go bowling, and then it was I brought y'all, and we talked about it here at the store, whether it's if you're connected to race funds, whatever the organization is. So here's how these work: $8 cost on the card, so we're not making any money off the $5, and then you would turn around and sell this card for $20. It has $50 worth of value with all the different coupons, so your organization would net $15 per sale. I really like this one. $15 off purchase of $150 or more. So you can see all the different offers on these cards. We've put about 2,900 of them into circulation, so that's awesome. So folks are definitely using them, but I just want you to, because we get a lot of requests for fundraisers, and certainly Hy-Vee gives back to the tune of $53 million our company did last year. But this is a unique way. And then at our store, we have, so it's more than, and I know that we have this as a digital file, but I didn't email it. But this is, so if you need, like, I probably give 15 of these out a week. So if your organization, if you're like, what can Hy-Vee do for fundraising? You can go from the top to the bottom, right? So from having a charity fundraiser night here in the Market Grill Express, you can do those on Thursdays, 4 till close. And then we come down to the Tuesday store takeover, where you can have a chance to do some grocery shopping, and you get 5% of the sales, Tuesday 6 to 9. And then at the bottom, the aforementioned cards. And then on the back, should you have like a specific request, you fill one of these out, and then you turn it in. And I'm, like I said, I'm not exaggerating when I talk about the volume of these that go out. It's incredible. We just donated like 200 buns to a fundraiser the other day. So that's right here. You can get these at customer service, right? You can get these at customer service, $5 each. Just had some students come in with Senior Survivor at Muscatine High School looking to fundraise, and they bought a couple of these, and then because I got a big heart somewhere, right there, maybe, I gave them a couple on the house. So a little pushover. But great way to raise money. Again, sell it for $20. You net $15 per card. So let's do some Tony math, because I'm good with numbers. You know this. I mean, let's just say you bought, I don't know, let's say 60. So 60 times 15, that's $900 for your organization. Not a lot of cards, right? A lot of good uses on here. $5 off a birthday cake. Birthday cakes are never something you're excited to buy. I mean, if it's not for you, right? Oh, it's my kid's birthday. Oh, I got to get him a birthday cake. Well, I could say $5, hot dog. You're selfish. That's fine. Be selfish. Spend all your money on these kids. I was thinking the other day, and it's okay to have these thoughts, because it's not, you don't mean it, right? So please don't take this, what I'm going to say, to heart. But I had a thought the other day. I'm like, how much money would I have saved if I had no kids? And then I immediately got that thought out of my head, because I just envisioned myself driving a Rolls Royce convertible to work every day with a mink coat. But I have 3 kids and I have a van. So that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I could have a nice, or maybe I shouldn't use Rolls Royce. I should use a 2020 Highlander from Toyota of Muscatine, fully loaded. But I got my Toyota Sienna, which is marvelous. But you ever think about that? Or then you have that thought, I don't want to keep going down this hole, because it's fine. It's fine. I'm looking for that ROI. One of these kids got to hit it big, so I can get that return on investment, right? I mean, I wouldn't be a parent in America if I wasn't trying to live vicariously through my kids, okay? I'm trying to push them to big things so I can retire, right? You kids want to be famous on the TikTok and the hip-hop and the YouTube? Let's do it. So why not, right? I mean, I know it sounds, there's Jane. I know it sounds crazy, but people are making money doing stupid dances on an app. What are we doing? We're leaving money on the table. We're leaving money literally on the table. Let's all sell out. Come on. I mean, unless you're going to win the lottery, like what can you do to improve your... Put your kids on the internet. And that's terrible advice. Don't take that as anything but a joke, kind of. All right, we're going to mention a couple of things, and we're going to get out of here. The store hours, definitely something to just mention again. Again, not the only store that's doing this, right? So please keep that in mind. This store, Hy-Vee in Muscatine, 2400 2nd Avenue, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. This is it, right? Those are the hours, 6 a to 11 p starting today. So at 11 p.m., the doors will close. And then tomorrow, they'll open at 6 a.m., right? And that's kind of where we're at. So please keep that in mind. We're not the only retailer doing that, certainly not the only in town, but that's where we're at with this store. And if you have any feedback, you can call and talk to Matt, the store director. You can talk to me or find us in this. That's the best part about, like, we're tangible, right? We're here. So if you ever need it, you can come. Don't tap me on the shoulder during the show. I might get startled. I'm going to give you a little elbow accident. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. You're tapping my shoulder. Don't come up and like grab my side. Ooh, I'm not the Pillsbury Doughboy. Ooh, yes. You want to talk about the hours? Can you give me 5 minutes? That's probably what I would say if it was right now. I'd like to hold on 1 second. And then don't grab my side again, right? That's like, unless you're one of my grandparents that are all deceased, like, don't give me the pinch on the cheek. Can I talk to you about those store hours? Yeah, can you not touch my face? So these are all ways to communicate. Don't come up and touch my face, please. I know I need to shave, too, so you don't have to remind me. All right, we've got a brand new ad that is going to start tomorrow, but I wanted to show you this today. So this is a Moonlight Madness for 3 evenings. So this is what I got to tell you, what I'm excited about with this ad is that if you miss it on Tuesday, come in on Wednesday. If you miss it on Wednesday, come in on Thursday. If you miss it on Thursday, too bad. You had 3 days. What are you doing? So check this out. You got to scan the fuel saver, because we usually do these Moonlight ads one day, and then people are like, I missed it. And I'm like, I get it, but I don't know what you want me to do. Like, now you got 3 days, so you can't even say I missed the ad because you had 3 chances. With the fuel saver, you unlock these savings. Diet Dr. Pepper. Again, we're willing to sell out. I'm a fan of Diet Dr. Pepper. 24-pack of Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper, 7-Up, A&W Root Beer, Orange Sunkist, Squirt, or Canada Dry. 24-pack for $4.44. That's an awesome deal, right? Limit 1. How about bread for 28 cents? That's not a typo. That's crazy. Imagine how many sandwiches you could make. You can make grilled cheese. You can make like a tuna sandwich. You can make like a BLT. You could make a whole bunch of stuff. French toast, American toast, American toast. You could make, a whole bunch of stuff, right? And then on the second line, we've got some peanut butter for 99 cents. There you go. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. 99 cents, limit 1. And then beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you feel great. Isn't that the saying? Hy-Vee chili beans, limit 4, 24 cents. That's less than a quarter. I know that you know that, but I'm just saying, like, that's crazy. What about the Sturzings chips? $1.99, the cheapest I've ever seen a bag of Sturzings in that size. That's not like the sandwich size, right? Like, that's the normal size of Sturzings or Sturgeons or however you say it. Sturzings. We've had Craig, the owner of Sterling's Zings, on the show. Sturgeons. Yeah, anyways, 99 cents is a great deal. They've also got really good popcorn, just shameless plug. And then how about some frozen pizzas for 99 cents? Again, you scan the fuel saver one time at the register, you unlock all of these prices. Hy-Vee Buddha. Awesome price on the Buddha. And then Bud Light Seltzer. So this is aggressive. I'm telling you right now, the cheapest that we've had, the 12 packs of Bud Light Seltzer thus far have been $14.99. Okay, that's $11.99. That's $3 less than when it was on sale. I think right now, if you went to go buy it, it'd be $16.99. So that is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 till 11 p.m. Get your bread. And my promise to you is, if you're watching, that we will not run out of anything. We are prepared. Okay, so just please keep that in mind. I wonder if we go back to that ad, Chad, just because we can knock out a couple of things that are on there as well. So that's going to be on the back page of the Discover Muscatine newspaper, right? So below the Moonlight sale, you've got the February food court deals throughout the course of the month if you're looking. So today's Monday, right? $3.99, one trip for the soup and salad bar. You can buy one, get one free lunch from the Market Grill Express, which is super awesome. BOGO lunch, $4 for a sub sandwich, and then a hot turkey sandwich from Boney and the crew at the kitchen for $3.99. I like that a lot. And then below it, Valentine's Day, right? Chef Scott in the house. Did I post this in Muscatine Community Chat yesterday where they have rules about advertising your business? Like you need rules in a Facebook group. What are we? You're not the police, right? One of the rules is you can't advertise a business. Well, guess what? Somebody was advertising a business. I saw it yesterday morning. So what did Tony do? Jumps in and posts the Valentine's Day dinner. Okay, if we're gonna let some people advertise, I'm in, right? We're bending the rules. I'm all about it. Let me in. So I got a professional chef that works here. Hi, there's Chef Scott. Worked at DeBeats, ran his own kitchen in Oregon, professionally trained, yada yada yada. And here's the options, right? So pick your entree and go with it. Now, if you're thinking $100 is a lot, look at the option. Stop yourself. We're talking about dinner for two, all right? So even if you just took dinner for two into a mind, but that's not it. A box of chocolates, a dozen roses, and a bottle of wine. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Do the math. Like, nice bottle of wine is going to cost you $10 to $20. Dozen roses around Valentine's Day, probably $20 to $25. So there's $45, $50 right there. Factor in a box of chocolates for another $15, and then you're trying to say you can get dinner for two by a professional chef anywhere else? I don't know. I think that's a heck of an offering, and it takes the stress away from you, right? Then you don't even have to worry about Sammy the sad balloon. You're the home run hitter. It's all here. Then it's on us to deliver, right? So I'm really excited about that. Chef Scott knows what he's doing. He had a great event this past Saturday with the wine dinner for the YMCA. Our friend Jen on Facebook said we attended the dinner, and it was delicious. Great night out. We enjoyed everything. So thank you for saying that, Jen. I saw Amy Hessel had posted some pictures. And I'll tell you this, Chef Scott, if he can make Brussels sprouts taste good, and he did, because he gave me a sample of what he was going to put on top of the Brussels sprouts, and it was essentially like, I don't know, candied bacon. I'm sure there's a fancy name for it, but it was glorious. So take the stress out of Valentine's Day and just call that number to the phone that rings behind us, 563-264-2219, 264-2219. Make a reservation. All right, real quick, today, again, Monday, Mega Meat Monday, each and every Monday in the month of February, opportunity to save on your fuel saver. Your car is steak powered or shrimp or deli meat powered. You go see Delmer. Maybe you just load up on Ellsworth cheese curds. I don't know. That would count. Every $25 you spend between the meat, seafood, and deli department, 15 cents on your fuel saver, from steak and chicken to shrimp and fish and all of course, the Deluso deli meats and cheeses and 100. And I got to tell you, I was shocked on Friday at 4 o'clock. Delmer and Brandy from the deli took part in the crack herd round the Midwest. So we went live on Facebook at 4, and they cracked open an 88-pound wheel of Parmesan cheese. And that video on Facebook has like 3,000 views. Like, what do people like watching Delmer and Brandy cut the cheese? Is that what we're doing here? I mean, it was a quick live video, and people are going nuts for it. And I tell you what, it's really great cheese, too. And you'll never have anything better. Straight from Italy, Parmesan cheese. And as soon as it opens up, it's more like there's not really a sound. I was kind of hoping there'd be a sound. I mean, we had people standing around watching, and they handed out samples. So you can still buy that cheese. There's a display right in the front of aisle 11 near the Say Ciao to Italia feature. And I was just pleasantly surprised, again, at the amount of people that were watching in the store. Because we've done this before, and it wasn't like a thing. But we did it Friday, and there were like people around us. And then I'm streaming it on my phone. And at one point, there were like 35 people watching live. I'm like, what are people doing at 4 o'clock on a Friday? They're watching us cut the cheese. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it was pretty cool. There's DK right there, Delmer Coolers. and brandy, and it was a big, huge wheel of cheese. And of course, I got a sample or two, and it was
Just
the
like
crack
me.
heard round the Midwest.
Not really, but close. I am
So
Italian.
look at the amount of work that it takes to get that thing open.
And for people that are standing around, you'll be able to try it.
I was like,
in just a second.
I got it made. All I got to do is stand here and talk.
That's
and
right.
Watch these guys do it. And
we should also
a
mention
great
this display
sample,
right here
no
at the front
doubt.
of aisle 11.
So maybe you do the old cheesy Valentine and you get your
scan
Valentine,
your
some of
Feel
that
Saver, you have a
Parmesan.
chance to win a
Watch, I
trip.
think it opens here in just a second, and it just so
We're cutting
good.
the cheese.
Oh,
Get
man.
over here.
I was so happy
we
to
go.
get
It's about
the
to
first
happen.
sample from it as well. And like I said, there were people watching, and they gave it to them. But yeah, that was awesome. 88 pounds of cheese. What will they think of next? I don't know, but that's the crack herd round. The Midwest.
Here we go. Here it is.
And you can find that video. I think this is it. This is magic about to happen. I made them clap for him because it was a lot of work.
Excellent.
Brandy's first time
There
doing
it
that,
is.
so that's super cool. And there was the sample. And then I told Delmer in that video I dropped my sample, and he gave me another sample. I didn't really drop it. I just wanted another piece of cheese. Thank you. What is this? Is this? Yes. Now, I will say we did not have anybody that looked like this getting a sample at the record state. We did not have any mice in the store, nor did we have Chuck E. Cheese here getting some of that cheese. That was so good, that Parmesan. Awesome. All right. Let's see. What else can I tell you? We've got, again, so options abound, a lot of options for Valentine's Day, whether it's coming here to let Chef Scott do everything, or you can stop by the meat department and they have these packages where it's all ready to go, like everything for Valentine's Day, and a couple different options as well. You take it home, you cook it yourself. If that's what you're after, like I'll be here working till probably, my intent is not later than 7 p.m. on Valentine's Day. And then I'll go home, and at that point, probably not going to want to do anything. So shouldn't I take home one of these packs from the meat department and then just do it myself? Yes, I should. So I'm going to think about that. Or maybe I'll just have Chef Scott make me something to go. I don't know. But that's an option. Find him on Hy-Vee.com. Stop back at the meat department, and it would take a lot of stress out of the holiday for sure. So please consider doing that. And then let's see. We've got three more things on the front page of the ad. Hot deals. You've got, just a day or two more, right? They will change on Wednesday, so keep that in mind. The strawberry deal is awesome. The mandarins, the yogurt, the peanut butter, bacon, of course, chips in there, Hy-Vee Angus Reserve, boneless beef, bottom round roast. That's a mouthful to say. So check those out. They will expire officially after tomorrow, and then new hot deals start on Wednesday. Opportunity to support the Muscatine Community YMCA. Walk in the store, grab one of the red reusable grocery bags. $2.50 is the cost. $1 from every bag will be donated to the Muscatine Community Y. So that's really exciting to be able to support the Y and their mission and everything that they do to make Muscatine better. One of those places for sure that is an asset to town. Absolutely. And for the month of February, you purchase one of those bags. Again, $2.50. $1 goes towards the Y. And I've said this before, if you work or if you are familiar with a local organization, you can jump on that website from the tag on the bags and submit the organization if they're not on our list. And we'll select them because it's my responsibility to go in. And so if it's you, and you're like, hey, you should consider for the month of insert month supporting insert organization, let me know, and we'll make it happen, right? It's really that easy. And then last but not least, this a week from today, I guess, right? Yeah, a week from today. How about that? February 17th, week from today, at the Muscatine Community YMCA, Special Olympics basketball. Annual fundraiser for Special Olympics. They take on the Muscatine Fire Department and Police Department. 7 o'clock on the dot. A lot of fun to be had. I love this event. It is a fun a very competitive game for our Special Olympic basketball. And I gotta tell you, I look forward to this. I hope you'll do it. The last team is great. So I'm ready. How often in your life do you get to just, and it's a remote control whistle, which is super cool, call traveling on the chief of police or the chief of the fire department? It doesn't happen that often. And they can't write you a ticket because it's no, sorry. You stepped. I am the boss. And as the referee, you have to listen to my calls. So looking forward to that. That's on Monday. Please make it a point to support our athletes. And I hope that you'll do so. All right. Thank you to Erica Cox and Ryan Streck with Muscatine Power and Water for being here this morning. You can go to mympw.org to learn more about the great tools that they're just rolling out with respects to reporting service outages, or if you see a down power line or a broken main or whatever, they're really able to, to keep people alerted as to what's going on. A lot of good resources there. We appreciate their time. So as I mentioned, this is going to be kind of a weird week because of what I have to do for Valentine's Day, which, did I tell you, I have to schedule every single delivery. So that's, yeah. So, we were not going to do a show Thursday, Friday, and now it's probably going to be Wednesday because my lovely coworker, Steve Graham, who nominated me for this job, I just want to make sure I say that it was Steve Graham. He told me, he's like, well, you should leave at like 2 today and like 1 tomorrow because you're going to be here late. And I was like, all right then. So we might have to bump Wednesday because I don't know what I'm in for. So here's what I'm saying is pick up your flowers yourself or you're giving me more work. Now, I'm going to be smart, and I'm going to use, like, websites that help route deliveries. I'm not, like, in the past, it's been all done by hand and paper. What are we, in the Stone Age? I got, like, Fred Flintstone? Like, I'm not doing that. I downloaded a routing app on my phone. Are you telling me to wrap it up? Are you giving me the wrap it up hand? Oh, I thought Steve was giving me this hand. I feel like I'm at the Academy Awards, yeah. We could get a bicycle built for 2. But here's the worst part, guys, is the last 2 years on Valentine's Day, the temperatures have been okay. They're going to be cold on Friday. That means that everything that leaves the store has to have like a bag on it or something. So now I've got even more work cut out for me. Everything that leaves the store has to have some type of bag on it to protect it from the elements. So get ready for it's fine. It's Valentine's Day. So please order everything you need from this store. Just pick it up yourself. Or we'll deliver it for you. Either way is fine. I don't want to get in trouble for discouraging deliveries. This might be the last show. We'll see. Yeah. So anyways, just keep that in mind. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, because Ryan Seacrest and Kelly, whatever, is it Ripa? Is that her last name? They're doing their show. It's right now. It's like 9:38 in the morning. And the Academy Awards were last night. And what an upset, so to speak, for that film Parasite, which was a Korean film. I haven't seen it. I've heard great things. Won Best Picture last night. So a lot of folks thought that would go to 1917, the World War I movie. But in a surprise, Parasite won, also taking home, I think, Best Original Screenplay and Best Director. And that director's speech was incredible. Most of it done through an interpreter. But all he did, this director of this film, was praise his peers, like Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino, other directors that were nominated. It was a beautiful speech. And then Joaquin Phoenix won for his role as Arthur Joker in the film Joker, which is brilliant. And if you haven't seen it, my gosh, it's an incredible, it is a character study. And if you think that's obnoxious, I mean, that's what it is. It's a brilliant film. Once upon a time in Hollywood, I still haven't won. Brad Pitt, one of those guys, just always handsome, right? Brad Pitt will be like 105 and he'll just look like, how do you look the same, dude? He ain't had no work done that dude's just like ageless. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, and he seems pretty likable, right? Sometimes these A-list cool, right? That seems pretty cool. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks to see you. Good job. Replay on MPW cable at 7:30 and 10:30 p.m. on the Hy-Vee Today show. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye. What are they talking about over there?
You're watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton.
Yeah,
this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook at gmail.com.
You're on TV quite a bit.
Am I?
Yeah. Well, when it cut, yeah, you were coming in and out quite a bit.
Ah, great. I have to do my inventory.
I know. It's okay. It's just, I like having the movement in the screen. You
Right.
know? We had lots of things to look at.
Oh, well.
And this dog looked really cute.
I know, I like that dog.
Yeah. Did you see that video? It's just nice competition. Everybody liked it. I don't know what you want to do with this though. I think it was over here.